been a tough afternoon for the league's best player. And what a game for Rafer Alston. A career-high 30 points, a career-high 8 three-pointers. And there's no need for that. Just walk away. Celebrate what's going on. Obviously didn't like Vujacic. He just wanted to commit the foul.
He went a little skip to my Lou, and then he lost his mind.
I think they're going to give double technicals.
I like it on both ways. If you're Vujacic, you're not going to embarrass me with the country watching. This is skip to my Lou time. The hard foul, and Rafer Alston walk away. Shoot.
Oh, Steve Francis. He just gets better and better. Francis. He had Troy Hudson turning round and round like a top. Steve Francis putting on a show. What a game by Stevie Franchise.
Tinsley, threw up over Muhammad and hit the jumper.
Special technique.
Fuck that.
Special technique of
God
shadow
damn.
boxing.
The jizzle. God damn. Just pledge allegiance to the hip hop. Maximilian, to the hip hop. I pledge allegiance to the hip hop. I breaks it down to the bone gristle. Hill speaking, scud missile, heat seeking. Johnny blazing, nightmares like Wes Craven. Niggas gunning, my third eye seen it coming before it happened. You know about them fucking statin kids, they smashing everything, in any shape, form, or fashion. Now everybody talking about they blasting. Is you busting still or is you flashing? Talking out your asshole. You should've learned about the flow in PZ Afro. The Italian stallion, chinky eye and snot nose. From my naps to the bunion on my big toe, I keeps it moving. Know just what the fuck I'm doing. Rap insomniac, mean to catch a nigga snoozing. Slip the cardiac, arrest me. Exorcist hip hop possess me. Crunch a nigga like a Nestle. You know my stage, burning to a third degree. Sneaky ass alley cat, top pedigree. The head toucher, industry party bum rusher. You don't like it, dick up in your fuck ya. Rap, motherfucker. Best to go back and check your fucking stats. Because your naps ain't nappy enough. And your reach ain't rugged enough.
Yo, I slayed them C's back in the rec room era. My style broke motherfucking backs like him for terror. Most rap niggas came loud but unheard. Once I pulled out, ground them off to the nearest third. Check these non-visual niggas with tapes in a portrait. Flood the seminar trying to orbit this corporate industry. But what them niggas can't see must break through like the woo unexpectedly. Protect your neck, my sword still remains imperial. Before I blast the mic, RZA scratch off the cereal. We rain all year round from June to June. Why niggas bite immediately if not soon. Set the lynching and form the execution date. As this 2000 beyond slang suffocate. Amplify sample through vacuum tubes compressions. Cause RZA to charge niggas 20 G's a session.
When my mind starts to clicking and the strategy is mastered, the plot thicken. This be that woo shit. I don't give a cotton picking. Fuck about a brother trying to size a nigga up. I hold my own. Hard hat protect the dome. Look at mama, baby boy acting like he grown. No time for sleep, I get deep as a baritone. Killer bee that be holding down his honeycomb. Lounging son, woo brother number one. Protect your neck, flying guillotines, here they come. Bloody bastards, hard times and killer tactics. Spitting words, plus semi-automatic slurs. Peep the graphic, novel from the genie bottle. Hit the clutch, shift the gear now, full throttle. Time to bungee, to the next episode. I keeps it grungy, hand on my nut sack and spitting lunges. Had a whack nigga that don't understand the fact. When they come to RZA tracks, I don't know how to act. Real rap from the stack. Killer Hill projects, how to be exact. Break it down, all in together now. Things are getting good, looking better now. Some shit.
Demonstrate the skill of Shaolin. The special technique of shadow boxing. That breaks it down to the bone bristle. I slayed MCs back in the rec room era. Drop? Yeah.
step into my zone, mad rhymes will stifle ya. Lines like rifles go blast when I kick some ass. A lot of rappers be like one-time wonders. Couldn't say a fly rhyme if there was one right under their noses. I hate those motherfucking poses, but I'm so real to them it's scary. And with my unique skills, nah, you can't compare me. And no, we don't make whack tracks. And all the suckers get pushed back when I'm kicking real facts. I represent, set up shit like a tent boy. You're paranoid cause you're a son like Elroy. And you'd be happy as hell to get a record deal. Maybe your soul you'd sell to have mass appeal. Yes, I'm greater than all MCs. When I breeze, give me room, please. I be like fascinating when I be updating, cutting off white kids, pulling their trump cards. I thump hard and make them say that I'm God. Niggas be pretending they're hardcore, never know the meaning of. But I get props like a slogan, and no man could ever try to diss when I kicks my jams. Lyrically deaf and connecting, complete mic wrecking. No double checking, vocals kill like weapons. But if I have to, I go all out with no mic. Yeah, that's right, cause I survive mad fights. And for my peeps, I truly care. Cause without some of them, I wouldn't be here. And they all know how I feel. Cause suckers be like playing themselves to have mass appeal. I've suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Just like baggy slacks, I'm crazy hip-hop. Check 1, 2, and you don't stop. Your head'll bop when I drop my crop of pure bomb. Just like the seashore, I'm calm and wild with my monotone style. Because I don't need gimmicks. Give me a fly beat, and I'm all in it. Word is born, I go on and on. For you it's tragic, I got magic like wands. So I'ma end this lecture and I bet ya those who kick dirt in due time, I'm gonna get ya. Cause I be kicking the rear while they be losing the race trying to chase mass appeal.
Seminar trying to orbit the.
Holy shit, there's a bunch of people in the chat. I think calling here would be bad. If I hit my hand, I'm like not gonna get action. And I've only got like 4 outs. And the king isn't giving me the nuts. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. Side chat fluffer. What?
My niggas crooked though it seems. My every single thought is caught up in collecting cream. I'm made, nigga. Picture me dying in the blaze of gunfire. Will not retire till I'm paid. Turn the base apart. Won't we ride, we fly by. Bitches blow me kisses. Niggas from Compton to Brooklyn. Come on, get your riches. From Crenshaw to 125 and do or die. Rolling with niggas
I'm going to the gym in an hour. Let's see how many niggas we can bluff. Why is my HUD not showing up? Shit's like glitching out lately. Life's a bitch and then you die. Fuck. I'm taking a break from weed. Yesterday was the first day I didn't smoke in a long time. A long time. Well, actually not. I guess there's maybe not that long. I think sometimes I take a day off to my tolerance gets so high. The Maserati. I should have called that. Fuck. Thought he made it more. My HUD's not showing up. The Don Dada. And the Rottweiler. I'm gonna 3-bet stack out versus this little niggy here. What up, brah? Coming over the top. What you got? What you got, son? You wanna fuck with me? You gotta fuck with these ladies. Lady! Ladies! Whistle Dixie. This is like borderline. I think I fold this. I don't know my opponents. This rap game only got left. So here we come, recognize how we organize, strategize, now we unify, brothers on the rise, and we can't life's a bitch and then you die. Isolating Queen Jack on the button, success. So normally I would play this hand. I don't know, he's short. He just seemed like passive, so I guess I can play it because he seems like he'll fold if he misses. If he was like more of a sticky player, if there's people, if I thought everyone in the big blind was gonna call, I wouldn't have played this hand. But we just smashed the motherfucking flop, and now we're gonna see how much value we can get on these niggas. And he's donking. Are you for real, bro? I'm gonna raise you, dude. What do you think? 16 or 17? 17, bitch. And paper plays too. Yeah, we looks like we stacking this kid. We gonna stack this fish, boy. Put it in, boy. What you got? Oh shit. Yes. I'm the same nigga. Champagne nigga. Oh my god, my HUD is broken. This is so fucking gay. I wonder where your rock's at. Fuck you, poker HUD. To restart everything now. So annoying. Doing what they hate for, just chasing my paper. Love me more when I'm gone. It's such a shame. I'm gonna miss this plane. They're gonna miss this plane. I don't wanna leave, but I need to. Dang. See if we can get some action with the king. Juice on the dome. Be dumb, son. Ah. Tired of having company. I'm money affiliated. A stoogie and a whiskey? I'm probably drinking some whiskey later. Still working on this bad boy. I drank a bunch on free chin. I shouldn't even go on free chin, but I don't have any fucking friends and I was drunk. A stupid Yvette bitch. God, what a fucking cunt. Fucking psycho. I guess we'll 3-bet this dude's. I guess he seems like, I guess he's like a fish. I don't know what kind of fish though. I don't really know him. Well, I guess we're never gonna fold probably with this flop. Let's go for value. I don't really expect him. Okay. I actually think I'm beat here. I don't think I can fold though. I think I'm beat, but I'm not folding. Damn. This is so sick. I think he's slow played. He slow played like a higher pair, I think. God damn it, but I don't really know. Damn, dude. What am I ahead of here? This is so fucked. I can't fold this. I want to fold this, but this is so fucked. I don't see, like, I think like when he leaves a little bit of money behind, like that's a tell usually. I don't know, I can't fold it, whatever. You got my money, I guess, if you beat me. Okay, he's ahead. Okay, we lost. That sucks. Felt like folding there. Yeah, I'm definitely behind there. I guess I can't fold though. I think folding would have been a mistake. Because I had enough equity to call. He had, what, 15 outs times 4. He had like, it was like 60-40. I'm like 40%. I can't fold 40%, so that would have been a mistake to fold. But I lost. But I didn't make a mistake. Yeah. Break your fucking neck, bitches. Yeah. Here we go. I need to. Where we going now? Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Just give it away, nigga. Here we go now. I gotta restart my HUD, my poker program, so I'm closing my tables. Cause of glitch. Troll dance. Stop. Alright, I gotta restart my poker client, so I'll play this. Play this bit. He's going for that thin value. Guess I fold. I think he's got a lot of Queen X in his range when he calls a 3-bet there. I 3-bet him big blind versus small blind with pocket tens. And usually I don't bet Queen high boards and 3-bet pots, but if I have jacks or tens or like a pair, I do bet it. Because I think it plays better. But it just sucks because they got so many queens in their range. Them niggas got so many queens when they call a 3-bet, y'all. Dorkio, Darwin.
My time is money, no auto mall. See, bar for bar, I keep it pushing, no R&R. No foreign bras and no promotion for foreign cars.
There we go.
The game is ours, let's keep it funky. Who said he was? Like Staten Island, Italians bleed spaghetti sauce. If y'all ain't shaking with stagging, then y'all already lost. Already crossed them like Christ, I'm ready for 'em. Plus anybody that say no, I'm taking numbers. I'm taking names, I'll take your chains, take this hunger, pain, pain, pain. Can you feel the thunder and rain? I don't talk it like the Rambo, I get it done in the game, y'all. Do me a favor, don't never play with my ball. Never been a player hater, I just ain't playing with y'all. You watch your lane, but look, I'm taking the charge. Going hard to get you 2 shots, now I'm facing a charge. 5 to line, let's go take a ride. They might get you by surprise if you let them slide. But if you feel for the shit, then you might survive. Guess I see you when you wake up on the other side. Yeah, 5 to line, let's go take a ride. They might get you by surprise if you let them slide. But if you feel for the shit, then you might survive. Guess I see you when you wake up on the other side.
Ever since a nigga was a seed, still ballin'. Tell me if it's on. Nigga, then we first to bomb bust on these bitch made niggas, hit 'em up, west side. Love my female strap. California's where I'm at. Hell nah, nigga, tear shed.
No, it's not. An alpha just is. It isn't spoken into existence.
Look at Flip, for example. He's the perfect example of an alpha male.
Not really, right? Flip is a regular guy.
No, Flip is an above average level cuck.
Nah, he's a
See, right now, I'm on the level of Samwise Gamgee. This nigga's down here at the level of Bill Clinton. You know what I'm saying?
Bill Clinton is not a cuck. Gangster, dude.
Bill Clinton is a cuck.
Not
a cuck, dude. Okay, first of all,
Bill Clinton's a cuck.
Pimp. Bill Clinton is a pimp, not a cuck.
Nigga.
Since the word cuck
He
is
was
used
banging bitches in the Oval
too
Office.
often,
He
it
used
has
the
no
Oval
meaning.
Office to get pussy, bro.
Oh yeah, he got. Never mind. I confused him with Bush. My bad.
No. But I want to say you can't just say that since the word cuck is used so much, it has no meaning. Like, because it has contextual meaning. In this conversation, we're all very clear on what the definition of cuck is.
It has pejorative meaning, but tell me the meaning, please.
It's just a cuck ass nigga. You have to know a cuck ass nigga to know what a cuck is.
When we talk about a cuck, like as far as guys, we're talking about guys that would be giving up.
I am not a cuck.
To other guys.
You get it?
Oh, shut up! Oh my God, is that fucking T-Robs?
Is Richard Nixon?
That's P-Mars.
You guys probably don't get Richard
Oh,
Nixon.
God damn it!
Anymore. You're too young.
God fucking damn it! Fuck off, P-Mars.
You guys are too young for Richard Nixon references, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a cuck.
I remember.
Get it? Get it?
Richard Nixon.
Do you get it?
Remember him winning the presidency in '72, but not '58.
Pepe fucking ass nigga, get the fuck up out of here before I bitch smack the fuck out your ass.
How is the second term for Nixon? Because I feel like that might have a little bit of similarity to Trump, right? So did he have an easy run?
Well,
and it was pretty much handed to him.
He was, destroyed in the election. I think he had the biggest electoral college victory at the time against McGovern, and then it just
in the first or in the second election.
In the second, and that's the first one I remember.
Okay.
I had a board game called Who Could Beat Nixon, which was like this. I wish I still had it because it was just such a piece of trivia. Yeah, but then it was, it deteriorated into Watergate soon afterwards. All the Watergate stuff came out. So it was like pretty much nothing happened in his, and then, Agnew resigned quickly into his second run. Vietnam War was still going on. It was kind of crazy times.
Yeah, and then the war on drugs, right?
Started the war on drugs, did not like the findings of the Nixon Investigation Committee on Marijuana when they said it was kind of not that harmful and should be decriminalized.
Yeah, it didn't run with his narrative. And back then, you could mold your narrative much more powerfully than you can today.
Well, there wasn't as much stuff going on.
Really?
Not as much resources for information.
Today we have like Twitter and stuff. Like Donald Trump is molding his narrative with Twitter, and it's more powerful and effective. It seems like I hear about Donald Trump's tweets like every fucking day, even if I don't pay attention to his Twitter, but the media talks about it so much that you can't. Like if I drive in my car, I hear it. You know.
I actually just made a habit of checking his Twitter every morning when I wake up, because that's usually when he tweets and everything. Just because I've never had a president that tweeted before, like on an average, direct basis, and I think that, like as a younger person, I think that's really cool.
I mean, it would be cool if he was actually intelligent and not a little bitch.
But if he was intelligent and not a little bitch, what would he tweet about? What would his tweets would be very boring if he wasn't.
I gotta take a shit. I'll talk to y'all niggas a few hours. Bye.
Alright, bye. But like, imagine if Obama was tweeting every day. His tweets would be boring as shit. Nobody would want to read that, you know? Like, at least Trump is entertaining.
I mean, if entertaining is the word you want to use, okay.
I don't think I've ever seen a president call another leader fat. Like, seriously. You know what I mean? Like, when have you ever seen...
Or at least not openly.
Yeah.
You hear some of the Nixon tapes where he's calling people niggers and shit and all this. That shit's funny as fuck, though. I like it. I like it when it brings a certain level of realness. It brings it down to earth. Now, you can sit here and argue that all he tweets about is malicious shit, negative shit, and, like, garbage. And yeah, sure, you might be true. But I still like the idea of a president communicating directly with the people.
That's true, yeah.
On a daily basis. Like, that's so 21st century.
I just feel like they're, I don't know, I just find it annoying that we constantly cover his tweets like they're like a news source.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't need to cover all his tweets, but you do have to admit that... Yeah, I know 1984.
He's in all of our brains all the time saying something, right? You know,
yeah.
The device that we're staring at instead of looking at the road.
Dude, as soon as somebody like mentions him, I just want to walk away. I'm like, can we not talk about politics right now? Cause I'm all out of it. Like, I'm done.
I don't know, dude. Like, you can't be done, right? Because if you're done, Revy, then you realize that means he wins, right? If he's made you so disgusted with the political system that you're unwilling to even discuss it, let alone take part in it, then I mean,
I'm not gonna discuss it when it comes to him. I will discuss it when it comes to Congress and them being little shits. But I'm not gonna discuss it when it comes to Trump anymore because he's not worth my time.
I think Congress has like a 30% approval rating or some shit.
None of us fucking like them.
How are they there if we don't like them? I don't understand.
I
don't know. I feel like our election system might be a little bit antiquated and that we need to update it. Just to match the 21st century a little bit better. I don't know. Like shortening term limits, or adding term limits to jobs with no term limits. You know, we got people in Congress that have been there for like, 20 years, or people in the Senate that have been there for like 20 years, or 30 years. These people are ancient. And they don't represent Americans today. At least that's what I feel.
Yeah, they should have some fucking term limits. I think that all of us have term limits.
You need some term limits. Bad as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know any person, conservative or liberal, that hasn't talked about wanting term limits on Congress.
Gerrymandering is another piece of shit.
Dude, that shouldn't be even a fucking thing. I think the
yeah, it shouldn't even exist.
Right, it shouldn't. What the fuck?
That's why I say our election system is antiquated. It's not built to deal with modern day America.
Oh, I think all the changes.
I think that it should be based on township instead of fucking.
I can get down with that.
Bullshit.
I think all the changes that we make are for the worse. Like every time, like I think the past was better than it is now, and like.
Well, if you think about the influence behind the changes, are the influence the American people and the well-being of the American people, or are the influences lobbyists and corporate greed?
Yeah, I mean,
and
Mussolini said fascism was when corporations run the government, and that's what we have with like lobbyists in America. So,
yeah, isn't there a word for that? I think it's called oligarchy, but I could be wrong.
Oligarchy.
Yeah.
Oligarchy is like control of a small group of people. That we do live in an oligarchy, like, and we always have been. But
yeah,
I feel like
there's
the individual person used to have more like freedom and power in the past, and like all the changes we make are to make like power more centralized and give power in fewer and fewer hands, and it should be like local government should be more important than like who's president.
They destroyed the Second Amendment because right now it doesn't matter if you have a well-organized militia, and it doesn't matter if you have the right to bear arms. The reason that the Second Amendment was put into place was so that the people had a backup initiative against the government. But if we decided to wage war against the government today, it doesn't matter how big your rebel army is, there's absolutely no way that we would make any progress against tanks, fully automatic weaponry, you know what I'm saying? Like, and drones and nuclear weapons, you know, we would never
the real war
take down the government.
The real war is in public opinion, because like look at Vietnam, like we won every battle in Vietnam. We were kicking the shit out of them in Vietnam, but we lost on public opinion. And so,
public opinion is a joke though, because public opinion is like, I mean, like, oh, look at the civil rights movement, right? That was, you could say that was an argument based on public opinion and everything, right? Like, okay, black people need some fundamental rights. Let's give it to them, right? But in functionality, the civil rights movement really, I mean, yeah, it helped black people. I'm not denying that. But it did not solve the problem.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and, I mean, just because 10, 30 years after the civil rights, I mean, you still had, you know, lynchings and shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't solve the problem. And so, I don't know, like, public opinion is like, you need action. You need action of the people, an organized movement. You can't just have public opinion. Because public opinion was, let's not get involved with fucking Vietnam to begin with.
I feel like the war is in like, it's in like the media. The war is for like the minds of the people. It's not about like using tanks and bombs and stuff. But it's
I know.
Influencing minds. That's why it's like today with things like, it's like we have freedom of speech, but we don't have equality of speech. Like if you run, you know, like,
but the people who,
famous
okay,
people
let me say
have
this.
more powerful voices than just like me.
Right, but this is the thing. Famous people are just fucking masks that the people with true power wield. So if your public opinion, as an example, let's say everybody hates Obama and he gets impeached, right? They're just going to replace him with another puppet that's going to do the exact same thing. He might just do it with a different flavor. But he's going to be accomplishing the goals of the people behind the curtains. Right? So, like, that's why I say public opinion is a weak way to actually change the direction of the country. Sure, it can do things like pull us out of Vietnam slowly, reluctantly over years, you know, but it sure as fuck hasn't pulled us out of Afghanistan, because Afghanistan is a much more important war than Vietnam was, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's no way that the powers that be would allow the Afghanistan war to stop. And then you have the military-industrial complex. Now people get jobs from the military, you know, to build tanks, build bombers, build, you know, I heard some estimate, the F-35, you know, the new jet that they have, all-purpose jet, is creating like 10 million jobs around the country or something like that. And no congressman is going to vote against a military budget when it brings jobs to the state. you know? Yeah. So, I don't know. Corporate America
it's
sucks.
So funny. It's so funny how Eisenhower, he warned us about the military-industrial complex, and like no one listened to it. It just fucking exploded.
But that's my point.
So much shit.
If you were using the basis of popular opinion, I mean, what would the people do against the military-industrial complex? He said you must have a vigilant eye on the military-industrial complex and keep it in check. And what are the people going to do? We have the power to vote, dude, but when you vote for column A or column B, and both of them want the same thing, just different flavors of the same thing, you know? Like, you're getting sherbet no matter what. It might be rainbow sherbet or, like, lime sherbet, but you're still getting sherbet. And the American people don't want sherbet. They want, like, fucking homemade ice cream, you know?
If people were, like, more aware and more educated, they could do things like, I don't know, vote with their dollar, like, not buy military-industrial complex products or something, but that's hard. You can't really, it's hard to really organize that shit. Because people are so dumbed down and shit, they don't think of...
I know, I mean, it's all about, you know, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm like, okay, you know, am I really actually voting for somebody that has my best interests in mind? What do they actually get out of this? What do they get out of being, you know, president? What do they get out of being a senator? What do they get out of being a representative? Like, these are the things that we don't fucking think about. We really don't, and we need to start thinking about it, because the more we think about it, like, the more we can actually pinpoint which candidates to back and which ones not to back.
Where my dog's at?
What happened, Mish?
Sorry, I guess my phone died. Or something. What was I? I don't even remember what I was saying. Shut your dog up. Wow, sorry, I am on the shitter. Flip is stupid.
Flip is fluent in cave paintings.
Yeah. I think he can manage cuneiform. Maybe. How do you get this high? We live in a fucked up world, and we have no power.
We are slaves.
Oh, I feel so defeated.
We are
by
slaves.
The American.
He big mean man whip us.
They don't have to whip you with an actual whip. They can just whip you with other stuff.
You read like Aldous Huxley. He gave a speech at Berkeley in the 60s. Aldous Huxley, the guy who wrote like The Doors of Perception. He gave like a speech in Berkeley. His brother was Julian Huxley. He was like fucking UNESCO, or United Nations Board of Education dude. But yeah, Huxley was he wrote Brave New World too. He gave the speech called The Ultimate Revolution at Berkeley, and he was telling people that governments in the future would produce painless concentration camps where people would be brainwashed by like propaganda and pharmacological drugs and stuff to lose all desire to rebel and basically be happy.
Isn't that where we are right now?
Yeah, it's basically everyone's on drugs and they're happy in situations they ought not to be. And
dude, they have a more powerful drug. It's called the internet. You can get ultimate complacency out of the internet.
Yeah, everyone thinks.
I'm not a revolutionary. Like I don't believe in like. I know I was talking about it before and everything, but I don't believe in like armed rebellion or anything like that. I think if enough people just stop being ignorant, we can take back over the democratic process and actually change stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm naive.
No, I think that's true.
But they have so much money.
But they've like
they have all the money.
They wrote like I read their books, like Zbigniew Brzezinski. He wrote a book He wrote a book like Between Two Ages, America in the Technotronic Era, and he was saying like in the future people would be so dumbed down they couldn't even think, like, and that's what we're at. It's like people just believe.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, for sure.
They don't think for themselves. Like if the media tells them what to think, pretty much.
But
they just parrot shit they hear in stories and stuff.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I am just saying, like, at what point in time have the people actually been aware? You know, like, you say people are dumbed down and stupid now, but if you look back the past 100 years, when were people not dumb? You know, the average American.
People were actually more aware. Like I think like if you read newspapers in the past, they actually speak to their audience. Like their audience is more intelligent, and people were aware of like the money interests, and they were aware of like monopolies being a bad thing. Nobody cares about monopolies anymore.
Which is so stupid. The internet TV monopoly, like with Comcast, AT&T, you know, the four guys or whatever, control everything. I think that's just frankly disgusting.
Yeah, I remember like the last thing I remember hearing about monopolies was when they like broke apart Microsoft because Microsoft was becoming too big. But it's not like they separate Microsoft into separate companies. Like they separate the video games and then like the software and then like the Internet Explorer or something. But it's like it's still the same fucking company.
It's still Microsoft. It's still a behemoth. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, but like also, okay, so you want to talk about monopolies? I don't know. I guess it depends on the industry, right? Because think about it like this: the power company has a monopoly on your entire county or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe your entire state, like or whatever. You know, and we don't allow competition in utilities. So I don't. It's really a gray area when you talk about monopolies because we allow certain monopolies, but we don't allow others. And I think it's all about how you think about it. Like the average American people don't think we need 3 telecommunications companies. You know, like they think we need options. You know, Comcast has one of the worst customer service repertoires in the entire nation, but they're also the largest internet provider in the entire nation. You see what I'm saying? And that in a capitalistic society, that should not be true.
I think there's always going to be like an elite at the top, but it's just a matter of like balancing power. Like you can't let the elite get too much power. And I think part of what made America great, like we were a republic, right? And a republic is like better than a democracy because in a democracy, the mob gets their way, the majority gets their way every time, and it should not be like that. Just because you're the majority, you need to defend the rights of the minorities. So like it's more like 75-25 rather than like 100-0. You know, like
exactly
the minority should get
mitigation. That's why we have rulers, so that they can actually, I mean, we look to their wisdom and their ability to see past. That's why, you know, the president only has 2 terms or whatever, because they're supposed to be focused on helping the American people. And sometimes they have to make decisions that aren't popular opinion, you know, or whatever. But if a lot of people don't look at America as a republic, you know, a lot of people think we're just straight
they think we're
democracy.
a democracy now, which is bad. Because if you read Plato's The Republic, he talks about how democracies, tyranny comes from democracy, basically.
Well, I do gotta say, my favorite aspect of Plato's Republic, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it's been a while since I read it, but I do believe that he said we should be ruled by philosopher kings.
Yeah, it was like that's his utopian society, which is basically, I think the elite actually look up to Plato and are trying to like follow his plan.
But they have like, I don't know, dude. I'm not saying that Plato's Republic was perfect, obviously not, but like I do like the idea of an intellectual elite, not a monetary elite, you know, but an intellectual elite. They can actually difference themselves from the average person and the average problems and look further down the road, you know? Make the right choices, you know?
Yeah.
That aren't based on greed or they need to be uncorruptible, but it's impossible.
There is a scientific elite. That's what, like, Aldous Huxley was a part of that with Julian Huxley.
Yeah. There is a scientific elite, but there's some dicks right now. And some idiots. I hate Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my god.
He's just like an actor, really. He's not...
That's all he is, dude. I don't even look at him as a scientist. I know he's an astronomer, but...
Like, he promotes all that climate... He promotes all that climate change bullshit.
Yeah. Well... I do like science. Scientific data points towards climate change. I'm gonna have to believe that. You can argue about the causes.
It does, but there's a lot of whistleblowers.
I don't like the way that he does it, though.
There's like a lot of whistleblowers where they've like said, oh, they're manipulating the data, kind of, and it's sort of like, I think there's like a cause and an effect, and it's hard to tell what is the cause and what is the effect. You know, if you just compare statistics,
I want to say this. Like, I don't think that the climate change thing is a conspiracy, but I do think that there are people inside of the climate change bubble that are using it for manipulation.
See, like, yeah, because like right now it doesn't seem like it, but I think in the future, like, because if you can convince people that carbon dioxide is pollution, like, we breathe out that shit, like. You can control people's lives.
You can take it that far.
It's about controlling.
Take it that far, but
I think it's about controlling people's lives, basically, with like taxes and stupid shit.
See, I look at it more of because if we transition to a clean economy, and what that means, I don't know if you know Tesla or Elon Musk, but he's developing extremely viable cars at a very cheap price that is essentially like going to be the future of automation.
Oh yeah, and we're definitely gonna go to electric cars.
I think like gas cars would actually be a lot more efficient. The internal combustion engine would be a lot more efficient, except gas companies and the industry won't allow it. They have planned obsolescence. You know, like we could have cars that could run like 140 miles on a gallon or something. You know, but we don't because of capitalism. And so, like, capitalism is a real big double-edged sword.
It is. I mean, you want a competitive market. You want that freeness of that market, but at the same time, if all these companies
collude.
Yeah. Well, think about the pharmaceutical industry, right? Like, they make money. They make more money if more people are sick, right? So you're giving
exactly.
If the health industry is about making money, not about making people healthy. You're giving them.
See, there's not a focus on preventative medicine.
Right. I think they're actually working in like. There's a conspiracy between the pharmaceutical and like food conglomerates to give us like shitty food, which makes us sick. And then when you go to a doctor and you have depression or something, they're not like, well, change your diet. Maybe you should try exercising. They're like, no, just take this fucking pill. And.
Don't get me started on that. Take that fucking pill shit. Because they tried to shove me on fucking anti-anxiety and antidepressants and all this, that, and the other, right? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I got over my anxiety and my depression, and all I needed was, like, I'm transgender. After I got my hormones, a lot of shit fucking went away. I had no business taking pills. And this isn't an exact science. They don't know what
the chemicals are doing. They don't know they're like shooting in the dark and just hoping.
You're a fucking guinea pig. You're literally a fuck. Oh, and I don't know if you've actually been to a doctor before and prescribed these pills.
I got prescribed.
They'll put you on one.
Yeah.
They'll put you on one, and then fucking if it doesn't work after a month or two, they'll be like, oh well, I guess that wasn't the right one for you.
Yeah, try a different one.
Try a different one.
I had a friend who was on like Paxil, I think, and then they switched his medication to a new medication, and right after that he killed himself. And I'm pretty sure there's a connection, like when you're changing.
There definitely is a connection. Yeah.
Well, they said, What the hell?
What was that?
That some antidepressants actually cause more suicidal thoughts. So they always have to be very careful, and they tell you that if you start thinking of anything that's odd, like to tell them.
Yeah.
I'm actually on antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication because
SSRIs.
I literally cannot live and function without it, because if like I can't go a day without having suicidal thoughts or tendencies.
Yeah.
And my anxiety is like
What did
so
they put
bad
you
to the
on?
point where I'm on Zoloft.
I was on Zoloft. I was
And
on
then
Zoloft. Do they give you weird dreams? Just curious.
Did they give you SNRI?
No. Well, what do you mean?
Well, I never dreamed before, but when they put me on those pills, then I started having like dreams, and they were vivid and like almost nightmarish.
Not really. I actually have another one called Mini Press, and that's for nightmares. Because I have
Wow.
PTSD.
Hey, Revy, what did they also give you any SNRIs or SSRIs?
They have a pill for nightmares? What the fuck?
Zoloft is.
I have PTSD.
That's an S. Okay, yeah.
Do you know they have a new SSRI? It's like a SS.
I thought that was an
or something?
antipsychotic.
What? No, dude.
I thought
Zoloft?
that was an antipsychotic. Yeah.
Let me double check. I don't think so. No, it's for depression and anxiety.
I remember
and
those
it's
Zoloft.
It's an SSRI.
I also I have Ativan for take as needed.
Oh shit.
What's that?
It's an anxiety medication.
Oh, it's a benzo. Okay. Yeah, anxiety. Yep. Is it strong as fuck?
Yeah.
It's one of them. Yeah, it's one of the strongest benzos.
Benzos.
Nice.
I don't fuck with benzos.
It's up there with Klonopin and. Xanax.
My family has addiction problems with benzos. So.
I think I would rather feel depressed than like feel nothing at all. I feel like those drugs.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah.
Like, you're depressed for a reason, right? But no, there's actually. This is what my therapist told me. He told me it's okay to be depressed if you have a good reason to be depressed. That's a normal human reaction. Like some of these people are depressed for no reason at all.
Right, and I can't function when I have my depression. Like, I can't go through a normal routine or anything, so I have to have medication in order to have a better life. Like, I mean, I've had depression since I was 10 years old. Like, and
so have I. That's crazy.
You think maybe there's...
Were you suicidal back then, too?
Huh? Yeah,
I was suicidal from...
That's so fucked up to think of a 10-year-old that's suicidal.
I tried to commit suicide when I was 10.
That's crazy, dude.
Y'all talking about depression and meaningful shit, and I'm breaking up Bud. Get your priorities in line, nigga.
Actually, there's my mother works for a company called GeneSight, and they do genetic testing to see which medications you metabolize better, so which medications are more effective for you.
That's cool.
I did the test. There's not really any on the market for my ADHD or depression that are actually like, because there's like 3 levels. There's green, which means it works really well with your body. There's yellow, and there's red. And I have a few that are in the yellow and a few that are in the red. But a lot of the ones that I had like adverse side effects and stuff too were the ones that were in the red.
Oh, okay. That's really helpful information.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's actually starting to explode. Like, I mean, the GeneSight testing is starting to become really popular.
And I'm so proud of that. I think every pregnant woman should have the genes of their babies tested and everything before they, for birth defects and stuff like that. And maybe even autism or, whatever you can screen for, I'm 100% behind that.
I just don't want to create a society like Gattaca where it becomes like you have to be this perfected thing. Like, we're going to have birth defects, we're going to have stuff.
But that's where
I think the future is going to be like Gattaca. Yeah, I think it's going to go that way.
Well, it might, but that's where free will comes into place, because there are going to be people that would never want to. They don't care. I've heard stories about that where people get genetic testing. They're like, you're going to have a birth defect. As long as it's not fatal, they go ahead and go through with it. Like, some people aren't, genetic superiorities or whatever.
But is there really anything wrong with wanting the best life for your kid?
But there's a lot of eugenics people in power, so that freaks me out. You know?
I share the same sentiment. I mean, what if they figure out what a transgender gene is, and then they can never make transgender people again? Actually, I would be behind that.
I think
Being
they want.
transgender
I think
is
they want.
miserable.
They want transgender people because actually, I mean, I don't mean to offend you, but I think there's like an agenda to promote like gay and transgender stuff because
It's definitely a gay agenda.
when they want to change, I like to study like
Definitely.
I like to study history and like how the rulers change society and culture. And one thing they do if you get rid of like the norms are totally different now today. Like it's totally like when I was even born, there was no talk of there being 3 bathrooms. So this is
culture went on a fucking skyrocket evolution
and
between our. I don't know how old you are. I'm 25.
I'm 35, so I'm 10 years older.
So you kind
old
of
ass nigga.
more. But I was born into the era of change. I was born in like the 92. So like for me, dude, in my 25 years, every year the world is completely different. Like you know, I don't know.
And, well,
but I do know that I didn't have any FBI trying to convert me into being transgender. I had to fight vehemently to be who I am, and everybody was against it. Literally every single person was. I'm from the South. I'm from Florida, and like it was a lifelong battle just for me to even reach this point. So no, I didn't have any. George Soros wasn't paying me to be trans.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I've been studying. This guy had said something. It kind of made sense to me that they change what's like normal in society, and when you lose a sense of normalcy, that's when you can really alter society and culture and have big changes. So I think. I don't know. We're moving, like, if you look at the astrological thing, we're like moving from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, and I think there's like big changes.
I don't do astrology.
And
I
like,
don't do astrology.
There's stars.
Well, sexual revolution. Like anytime there's like a big revolution and changes, they like in the '60s they had women burning their bras and stuff, and like they've made people more promiscuous today too, and they do that I think intentionally to. It's an attack on the family unit. They want family units to be dysfunctional, so you join the military or you look for family outside of like.
Wait! You still have promiscuity, whether they promote it or not. I mean, there's always going to be. Just in this example, I'm not trying to make a stereotype here. A dude is always going to be looking at another chick and always wanting to go, with another chick other than his woman or whatever, right? And then also, just because people are promiscuous, I don't think that's like actually a bad thing. Like you still have the free will to go make your family unit if you want to. Nobody is stopping you.
Yeah, so that's true. I
think that the family unit is probably less relevant to most people. And before, people had to be in that structure. They had no choice. But now that they have freedom to be themselves, I think that the family unit is just not what a lot of people want to do.